Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new year. So it's a brand new episode of SmackDown Wrestling Podcast. As usual, leave comments what you thought of Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown Live. Tell us what you thought about it and where you lie with the red brand or the blue brand. Quite frankly, we are blue brand now. We are blue brand. And you can also follow us at Twitter at SU Wrestle. And check us out on Facebook. Just type in SmackDown Wrestling Podcast. Leave us a like there. Also, sub the channel. Leave a like in the video. All the usual stuff to make me and Martin happy. Because you'll rub our nipples if you do that for us.
That's actually true.
That's very true. As usual, the show is brought by your host, Will. And the man who has no time for Raw or any other shite just now, Martin, because it was so bad. How you feeling, big man? How you feeling?
That's actually summed up my week pretty well. I've no time for shite, innit?
Like I was saying to you offline just before we started recording, as people know, we usually always do a Raw podcast and the SmackDown podcast. The last 2 weeks of Raw have been so bad, and you know yourself, mate, we've said it like offline after a SmackDown one, the podcast didn't feel happy to do it.
No.
You felt miserable doing the podcast. It was like a chore to do the podcast for Raw.
Exactly. And it would be a chore to listen to, because other than the points we've been hitting for the past month, which is Strowman good, Raw bad.
Yeah. Which was the exact same thing again.
Nothing to say.
So until I think you'll totally agree with me in this one, but until Raw pick up the shite, I think just Raw can get 5 minutes. They can get 5 minutes because there's nothing worthy talking about on Raw unless it's something.
To be quite honest with you as well, reviewing a classic thing, or
that was
somebody's fucking takeaway. That would do.
That was the joke we were actually planning to do until we went, fuck it, scrap it. Leave to see what SmackDown's like, because SmackDown blew everything out the water again. It was a brilliant show last night.
It's like a different company.
Yeah, it's totally different, and I don't get how people can defend Raw. It's
not as simple as the 3 hours being a problem.
No,
3 hours can be filled well if you're smart.
My argument was you can't rely on one person. That should have been enough, and I was like, nope. I said the person last week made more of a big deal than the person this week. But I'll get to that point.
Right, let's sum up how insane this week in WWE was. Right, for regular listeners, I hope you are sitting down. Okay, I hope you're comfortable, possibly in a car with a seatbelt, possibly in a house with a seatbelt on, because I'm going to blow your mind and make you fall over. SmackDown made Baron Corbin interesting.
Oh fuck yeah. Yeah, that was the thing, dude. It was like so many things. SmackDown.
Cats are sleeping with dogs. Israelis and Jews are having parties and shagging. The world has literally turned upside down.
Many things SmackDown has done that it's unbelievable how Raw cannot do anything right.
SmackDown took the weakest part of their top half of the card and they've turned them into a strength against all odds.
Yeah, and you're interested. Whereas Raw didn't do that, and it's the same shit week in, week out.
It's the same people, and it's Roman no selling. It's a series of little problems that are all adding into a big one. You've got the same opening with the same people for 2-3 weeks in a row now.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah, it was awful. The joke we were going to do was basically just go Raw was shite. Let's talk about a Raw from the Attitude Era and just do it as if that was the Raw that was on that night. Until we just went, fuck it, we'll just leave it to SmackDown. Because SmackDown did deliver. They beat Raw in the ratings. I know ratings isn't a thing as much anymore, but apparently that was the B show. And the B show is destroying the fucking main show, so there is a problem. Is it the talent? No. I don't think it's the talent, it's how they're booked.
Nothing wrong with that talent. It's the best roster they've ever had. Overall, both shows included there. Best roster they've ever had. Talent is not a question. Problem is the people in charge.
People were putting blames at Foley because he fucked up the opening part. It botched a few lines.
You forget why. Foley's in the state that he is.
Yeah, pre-recorded Foley is fine. I'm cool with that. Live Foley, no. And that's no
I don't like
disrespect
saying
to
it,
him.
but I don't see him being there that much
No,
longer.
I can't either, and that's a shame. I could see him probably backstage or WWE Network,
Doing
something
like
like that.
network stuff.
Yeah, but Raw Live,
Maybe like
no.
some review shows of the old times
Yeah.
or ECW things, but certainly nothing live.
The point I had arguing with somebody, and funnily enough, it's that Poison again of WWE's actual Facebook page. This show beat SmackDown, okay, because it had Bill Goldberg. Until I shot it down instantly.
Well, I was going to say the ratings aren't actually out yet for this week.
But I'll be very fucking surprised, if Raw can beat SmackDown. And the reason I was arguing against them was you had a predictable thing, okay? Where you knew Bill Goldberg was coming back. He came back once with Brock Lesnar, okay? Which everybody wanted to see. That was that. So we know Goldberg is going to be in the Rumble with Brock Lesnar.
Aye.
So why not kind of like do like an advertise or something? If you're going to advertise Goldberg, fucking make sure you do it right. And have Lesnar out, or even if Lesnar's at the top of the ramp, you've done something to ignite the crowd.
This is the thing though, because they're that terrified of the rating, they'll save that for when, like, maybe the week before the Rumble. But as you saw next week, Taker and Shawn Michaels are back.
Exactly, mate. They're
terrified.
They're terrified. It always happens. As soon as something goes completely wrong, bring back legends. Bring back legends.
But they're running out. I mean, right now, that's the two guys they can bring in. Stone Cold's busy with whatever Stone Cold's doing. The Rock is The Rock. And even at that, the number of times that he returns, it's diminishing every time. You can't expect top ratings because The Rock's on the TV. The Rock is very good at making himself seem like he's everywhere.
Now,
when it comes to actual things to pop a rating, we're inevitably going to see Triple H show up as soon as the rating. So, like, see, once there's a week where the Raw's ratings have increased slightly, he'll show up the week after and claim it was him, even though chances are it will just keep the ratings where they are or drop them.
The thing with Raw is it's so predictable. The ending, and I swear to God, mate, if they fucking go down that road,
it's not going to. They're not stupid. They're not that stupid.
With the tease of possible Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. And it's like, fuck off, no.
You know what's going to happen, right? They'll end up having a match at SummerSlam, and then Goldberg loses, and then goes, I give you the spear. You are the only one who has ever done a spear. You do the best spear. Your spear is the spear to end all spears. Even Roman spears.
Somebody showed something on Twitter that Roman Reigns, apart from the DQ, Kevin Owens, he hasn't been pinned in a long time.
I know.
Now...
And he also doesn't sell. If he sold, I'd have less of an issue with that.
Now, your champion has been pinned more times than anything on Raw.
Clean,
yeah. And your mid-card champion... Now, let's talk about Raw's mid-card. That is gone now. There is fucking no mid-card. Because basically they're pairing Rusev off with Jinder Mahal.
What the fuck are they thinking about there?
There's a tag team.
What do we need in the mid-card? Jinder Mahal?
There is no fucking mid-card. There is nothing. You're as well taking that US title belt, fucking fling it into SmackDown. Fling it into SmackDown, because I tell you what, they'd do a better job with it.
Of course they would, with less time, but you'd be as well sticking in the bin for all the good it's doing.
And our worry with SmackDown was, oh fuck, right, I've got all these mid-card people, what can you do with them? Last night, like you said, boom, out of nowhere, it's like, holy fuck, they're making stories out of fucking people they were never using.
Aye.
And Raw hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same shite after shite after shite after... And you wonder why the ratings fail, because people turn off the telly. No interest.
And then the people that do watch wrestling, they're talking to their mates about it, and their mates went, oh, you should check out SmackDown. They're actually doing something fun with such and such or such and such. And people are, well, I can't be bothered with Raw. I'll just wait till tomorrow night. Yeah. Click.
It's... Until Raw picks up, I think we're in agreement. It's just, fuck it, combine the two podcasts, because we want to entertain you, you want to laugh, we want to talk about how great wrestling is. 'Cause
And
it is
honestly, I
fucking
don't want to
great.
cut my wrists.
And the last 2 weeks, that was the final straw. The third week in a row, and it's like, yous have learnt nothing. Yous cannot see what yous are doing wrong, where people are making complaints about yous. The 3 hour thing is a give or take. You're right, you can't scrap it because of the money for the advertising. You can't scrap it, so you have to do something with those
And
3
you
hours.
know what else? Just as a further fuck you to people, I was telling you about that round table thing they had on Monday
Yes.
night after all.
Yeah.
So I was watching that, and they actually addressed the 3 hour thing, where basically Heyman and JBL sat there and insulted the intelligence of anyone who has the brains to realise it's overall a bad idea, but not from a fiscal standpoint. That was really their only argument on their behalf of why it's staying, which was the money, which is fair enough. I can understand that.
It's there for the money.
But then his argument for why it's a good idea is that, well, we added the cruiserweights. That's 4 segments. I guarantee you, in the past 3-4 months, whatever the cruiserweight belt's been there, that on your average Raw, 4 cruiserweight segments being 2 matches, 2 backstage bits, 4 of them have not added up to 20 minutes, never mind 15 minutes each, which is what a segment is.
No.
15 minutes.
There's so many things wrong with the statement. The financial side, totally agree, but they have never, ever, even since they started the 3 hours, they've never utilised it properly. They've never done it, especially in Raw's
another
Super
thing
Show.
that was ridiculous. See Raw on Monday this week. It's a 3 hour show. We know how long they've got. We know it's stretched out. They still had a 20-minute overrun.
Aye.
20 fucking minutes. A 3 hour and 20-minute show. Right? Maybe in total over those 3 and a bit hours, your adverts would cover about 45 to 50 minutes all in. Because it's American TV and it's ridiculous. But that's still like over 2 hours of garbage. For the most part.
Yeah.
The matches themselves, I mean, we were all looking forward to the Last Man Standing, rightfully so.
That
I
was a
mean,
good match.
I don't even think that was 10 minutes.
No, exactly.
Why hype it if you're not going to go for 15?
Then, Jericho gets another title shot.
Oh, I'm sick of that match.
I'm sick of it now. It's either you already just take
I was
your
sick
belt
of it
off
after week 2.
Cesaro and
Phenomenal.
that was a good match. Nia Jax versus Bayley.
No, go back to Cesaro again, right? There's a remedy for Raw.
But they would
You give that man 15 minutes, 20 minutes, then people will actually stick about to see what he does. I mean, at one point, he ran over to the turnbuckle, jumped up it, and then backflipped.
The thing is, and that's what annoys me, mate, is they can't see stuff like this where fans can see it. The crowd wants something completely different. They're sick of Roman
I've
Reigns.
no doubt that there's people backstage that also see it. There's got to be no one, not like out of like what the 30, 40 odd people that are in charge of these things. I cannot believe that there wouldn't be at least one of them who goes, that boy's great.
I mean, the problem you've got as well is even if Finn Balor comes back, Finn Balor's not going to change this, and that's a sad thing.
No, but he's going to be a fresh face at the top of the card, and really that's the best we can hope for right now.
They have to pull somebody away from the top card. They have to do it. And
I'm going to throw this out there, and I'm going to say it has to be Rollins and Owens, both of them. Now, I'm a huge supporter of Owens. I think he's phenomenal. He never stops running his mouth. And I was delighted that such a hard worker over the past decade and a half got that belt, because he truly deserved it overall. If you guys haven't seen his pre-WWE work, please go and find it. Go and find the Ring of Honor stuff. He was in a tag team with El Generico, and then they went into one of the greatest feuds I have ever seen. And I truly mean that. That isn't hyperbole. It's one of the best year-long feuds in the history of fucking all of wrestling, with truly brutal matches that you really believed they were going to murder each other. I cannot overemphasise enough how phenomenal that feud was. But something's not gelling. It's probably the lack of opponents. It hurts him that he's stuck with Roman all the time, and it is Roman all the fucking time.
Yeah.
there's 4 people in the main event. One of them's Jericho, who's there to take all the pinfalls.
Aye.
Owens is wasted there.
You can basically...
Rollins is boring. Reigns is phoning it in.
You can basically guarantee what's going to happen week in, week out now, and it's really, really bad. And
It's not been any different at all.
And the whole Goldberg thing, I'm sorry, that fucking couldn't save that show. That could not save that show. Can Undertaker and Shawn Michaels do it? No. I'm surprised if they get Undertaker on Raw. I think that's fucking stupid.
You noticed what they were doing for the advert for it when they said Shawn Michaels was back? They used pictures of him in his wrestling gear.
He's got to, mate, they'll have to do something.
We know what they're not doing. We know he's no wrestling.
Aye.
We know that. So what are they even hinting at it for? And that's what they're doing.
Where are they are they in Texas next week?
I believe so.
Right, that makes sense why Undertaker's there. Because he's still no medically cleared.
I've no idea.
No, apparently he still isn't. And that was the whole stupid thing about that SmackDown.
And he's supposed to be the SmackDown guy, and he's been on SmackDown once and said, "I'm not leaving," and has literally never came back. And now he's on Raw to pop a rating.
It is.
Which Undertaker's never done, by the way.
No. I mean he's
amongst wrestling fans, he's the shit. And I mean, anytime Undertaker's advertised for something, I'm going to have a look, because it takes 20 minutes for his entrance, and his entrance is just cool. We don't know how many more times we're getting to see it. No. But see your average punter in the street, and they go, "Oh, the Undertaker's on the telly next week." And?
You can't do it. And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, he's a good wrestler.
He's the man for wrestling, and in particular WWE fanatics who've been fans for like longer than us, and even like kids who are being taken along to the shows now by their parents who are fans. The Undertaker's a must-see thing. For anybody, your average punter, he's nothing. That's the grim truth of it.
I don't think
he's a legend in his own field.
Aye, it's going to be one of the ones, mate. It's no matter what they do next week, SmackDown's still going to beat them. And they're using their...
Well, this is because SmackDown doesn't use part-timers. They're pushing their own talent, with the exception of Cena just now. But the only reason we've seen so little of Cena is because he was injured. Yes, he took that break to film stuff, but before that, when he was filming stuff, he was hurt, and he was just smart enough to go, right, I'll go and film stuff now while I get my surgery, because it won't affect the TV work. I can keep out there. People can keep hearing my name. I'll come back.
He was there. He was 90% there at the shows as well.
I know, but that's the other thing. When he's here, he's not here like The Rock's here.
No.
Cena's back. Cena's doing the house shows. He's doing appearances. He's promoting stuff on the telly. He's flying out to New York to present morning TV shows, then flying down to Boston to appear on SmackDown or whatever. And then he's always going. When he took a break first, it was because he was hurt. Then it was because he'd scheduled something before that. If it hadn't been for that injury, he'd have been there for more of last year and missed like the last 2.5 months or so.
Aye.
So that's fair enough. His age, he'd been going, 10 years, 15 years altogether?
Yeah.
And he wants 2 months to film something else?
I mean, that's the thing. Raw was just a shit pile. Goldberg segment, I couldn't give 2 fucks about. I really couldn't care.
That was another thing about, like, the one point about the whole Goldberg-Lesnar match. Now, we agreed it was a smart idea to book it like they did, because it was shocking. No one's seen it coming.
Aye.
It's set up in a very interesting feud. We can't dispute that. But we also said at the time, here's a 50-year-old guy who's just mauled your big box office talent in 90 seconds. Mm-hmm. And anywhere except wrestling, it's just not going to happen. It's just a ridiculous thing when looked at that way. And when they had like quick interviews with the fans on this roundtable show, that was one of the points that a guy made. Fair enough. He's not wrong. And it wouldn't work in a real sport. We know that. But they just dismissed the guy and they were pretty much laughing at him, even though it's a valid point. And this is the problem. The last time we had an arrogant WWE, it was the mid-2000s, where, with the exception of the likes of Edge and John Cena's ascendancy, not when John Cena was on top, when John Cena was making his way to the top, we had an arrogant WWE who dismissed the fans, and the product stunk like fuck.
Yeah, and that's how
I'm worried that Raw is now going towards that. SmackDown isn't. SmackDown's pushing young talent and doing something special with them.
I've got a funny feeling. I have no idea what they're doing with SmackDown, NXT. It's really crazy what they're doing with Raw. But fuck Raw. I think that's basically all we've got to say. It's just fuck it.
Aye. Without Braun Strowman doing his thing and Sammy being there to play off him.
But even at that, mate, I hated the fact that they used. There's Strowman, and he's buried with two fucking guys.
It's not really a burial because it's taking the two top guys to put them down.
I know, but still, it pisses me off, mate. It really fucking.
Absolutely. I mean, anybody else booking it, if I was in charge right now and I'd seen Strowman do that well to get to where he is, as far as I'm concerned, I want to see him and Cesaro and see what they can do together. Can you imagine that?
It would be a great match, mate. It'd be fucking excellent.
And not even that, but it's a storyline because you've got two big bastards who are fast. I mean, we've seen, like, partly in these squash matches, but partly the past few weeks, when Strowman goes, he's lightning fast for a giant.
Yeah. Moving to SmackDown, fucking awesome, mate. Awesome opening. I love. We got a payoff, but I loved how it started with the Miz and Ambrose.
That crowd, again, total opposite of the Raw crowd. Yeah. As soon as Miz's music hit, they were all over him.
Bought right into it. It was brilliant.
Miz was on, and I said this to you earlier. Miz is on absolute top form.
Oh, mate, he's on course for it.
And I've been saying it week in, week out, now. But see, every week he's raising his game. Aye. They start shouting what at him? So what does he do? He speaks to them slower like they're absolute window lickers. And it shut them up. He's
brilliant, mate. It shows that he's on course for the main event now. He's on course again. Yeah. He has to be.
This has to be a campaign, and I've said this as well. Miz for the world champ on SmackDown this year. It has to happen.
And I'm cool with it. Totally cool with it. I think
completely deserves it.
I think having him the champion SmackDown will be a better run than what he did have because
absolutely he's so better all round. He can sell. He's convincing enough in the ring. He's not going to ever be like worker of the year, but he does his job. And my God, those, as I say, every week his promos, as amazing as they are, somehow he gets better and he gets better. And last night was just an absolute masterclass. This is a guy who you were saying yourself a couple of weeks back, he was getting cheered a little bit because of how he's been doing.
Yep.
Last night solved that problem.
He's brilliant, mate. He's absolutely brilliant.
Yes, he's on track for the best comeback of anyone in the history of that fucking company.
The Baron Corbin Dolph Ziggler match, phenomenal.
No, before that, I just wanted to say when Dean came out, Dean's had a fire lit under him recently, as we know.
Yeah.
But there's something else about being up against Miz, because when Dean came out and Miz has Maurice stand in front of him while he runs away, Maurice slaps him, and Dean just says, the hard part of my night's over because she hits way harder than you do.
It was brilliant, mate, the way they've set them up. Dean Ambrose needed it, which I'm cool with. Him dropping down, like, say, that division, I don't think that's a bad idea. I think it's great.
No, SmackDown making that IC belt valuable.
Yeah, unlike the US title. And then you had two other mid-carders, but the upper side, I'd say, they put Baron Corbin in that. I don't agree with it. But they fucking had a brilliant match again.
It was like two different guys compared to all their other matches.
Aye.
Although, I mean, the note that I've got was boring cartoon comes out, a man so boring the Titantron turns to black behind him instead of, paying attention to him.
It was so good, the moveset was
just
brilliant.
The quality of the match, which was very quick. The commentators actually did their job.
Yep.
They were putting over the talent. The face commentators were talking about Ziggler's run. The heel commentators were talking up this young, brash bastard, man.
Oh, it was brilliant, mate. There were so many things done right in that match show overall. That, like you said, what fucking companies, what is...
I know. But see, when Ziggler went for a Fame Master, and as he's landing on Corbin just stands up and lifts Ziggler in there like he's nothing.
Yeah. Oh, it was brilliant, mate. Absolutely fantastic.
Also, that's the first time his finisher hasn't looked like he's taken a raw bottom because Ziggles threw his legs up in the air with it.
Whatever he's done with Kane is paying off. It's absolutely paying off now.
See, like, even their promos are similar, which isn't really a good thing, but, you know, with the sort of cadence of them.
Yeah.
But those little movements in the ring he's doing is just pure
The stagger instantly, you could tell, was Kane.
The clotheslines.
Yep. Everything.
Which, special mention to my favourite move in wrestling for, like, seeing somebody getting wiped the fuck out is a clothesline.
Yeah.
You can't beat a clothesline. That's why I love JBL/Bradshaw's run, because some cunt was getting their heat ripped off.
Yeah.
To put it colloquially. And he's really taking that to where it should be. It's been ages since somebody did a good clothesline, and why does it have to be this guy?
It shows you, mate, how good of a show it was when we can praise Baron Corbin. Where for day one
talent superbly.
We slated him. We called out his flaws, and other people must be doing it, and then all of a sudden.
But last night covered up his problems, literally in the form of a t-shirt, might I add.
all of a sudden, the last couple of weeks you've seen a change, and like when it broke out, Kane was helping him, and then you're starting to see the payoff, and it's like, yeah. So now we've got to see where it goes. But
also, special mention, when Ziggler had been put down, Corbin was going to attack him with a chair, and Kalisto came out. There was such a clever little brawl. Because Kalisto comes in, he ducks the chair, he bounces off the rope, and he drop kicks the chair out of Corbin's hands.
Yeah. That
was so smart.
It was smart, mate. The storytelling in the ring was so smart. The shock, which
perfect.
It was perfect. I never seen it coming. Is it a
that's
great
another thing about
Is it a great thing?
It
fucking is a great thing. I mean,
and not all. Like, so Ziggler obviously battered Kalisto with a super kick. And you get a wee backstage bit with Ellsworth and Carmella, who gives a shit. And then it cuts to the locker room where Apollo Crews gets in Ziggler's face, so Ziggler sticks the heat in him.
It was brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. And it shows that they're using their talent across the board. Like, they're using their tag teams, they're using their mid cards.
Everybody watching now knows Ziggler is ready to kill someone. Ziggler wants to win this Rumble. He's going to enter it, and he's going to go hell for leather to get it. I can take him seriously as a Rumble contender already because of this attitude change.
It's brilliant, mate, and keeping him and Dean Ambrose in the IC title picture, mostly against the A2, but having the A2 but with the younger guys below them elevates that.
I want to see this new Ziggler with a singles match against AJ at some point.
Yeah.
I love the direction of taking this already. I love being excited about wrestling again. I thought I'd need to wait to watching Wrestle Kingdom tomorrow, which is going to be when I get a chance. But SmackDown was just so much fun.
SmackDown was so much fun, mate. I totally agree with you, and that started with that. Fair enough, the women's stories that you take, if we quickly just go through the women matches, because it's basically, I think, one after the other.
There was one point that I'd made about the following match, which was Becky and La Luchadora.
Yeah.
So the two of them are going at it. You can't really tell who's who. Luchadora goes under the ring and then comes out the other side, but immediately I could tell who it was.
Part of it being it's 5 foot.
Well, no, that wasn't even the thing I noticed. It was her backside. Aye. I don't know if it's sexism or if it's a compliment. But that ass.
That match it's still good. I thought they would keep Becky Lynch away from the title, but obviously they're going to keep her with Alexa for that title. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter who's going to win it. I'm not complaining. The story's going to be good compared to the Nia Jax Bayley thing, which was fucking horrible. That was horrible to watch. The other women's match, that was a good thing what they done with Carmella.
Yes, and absolutely.
It paid off.
It was a smart way of doing it.
It paid off. Still a bit sloppy, but it paid off for both wrestlers.
Ali is someone she's worked with a lot in NXT.
Yeah.
And it shows.
It paid off for both wrestlers. And
gets her that experience she needs.
That was the first time I can honestly say she had a good match since coming up to the main roster.
Yes, absolutely. That familiarity really paid off for it. By the way, her submission move actually looks great.
I like her submission move. I thought it's something different.
Aye, and it looks like it completely stands out to everything else anyone's doing.
The only thing I didn't really care about, just going on the women's stuff, I couldn't really care about Natalia and
Oh, I didn't give a shit.
Couldn't care. So we're just moving straight on from there.
There was that the contract sign is the next bit I've got here.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say, because what I was going to say as well is it's interesting in a 2-hour show. There's 3 women's storylines.
Yes.
Interesting as fuck.
Aye.
I'm not saying all 3 are perfect, but
no, but they're doing exactly what they need to do.
Yes, and they're breaking.
Everyone's getting moves forward.
And they're breaking everybody away. They're keeping 2 in the title picture, unlike Raw. It's like,
and
who the fuck's
again,
going for that
the
title?
commentary now. Raw has a slight advantage in that it can get rid of. I'm going to call him a Tunga because he's just the token black guy. What's his face?
You talk about Corey Graves or Brian
No,
Saxton?
he's white. Saxton. Forgot his name. Token. I don't like calling him Token, but that's exactly why he's there. Anyway, they can get rid of Saxton for a segment or 2 and bring in Austin Aries, who's just tremendous.
Oh, yes.
And Corey Graves is a very good commentator. Cole's his way through stuff.
Cole's cool.
But the commentators in SmackDown, I thought 4 would be a huge problem. Instead, the solution is to keep a Tunga shut in his mouth, apart from occasional things. Where he shouted during the Carmella Ellsworth thing, "Oh, here comes Chinella," to which JBL replied, "Aye, this is great. It's a moonwalker with a moon creature." Which just, I mean,
it's perfect.
Straight away, it's putting over the weirdness of the storyline.
Yeah.
Doing the job. They're doing their job, more particularly. They're putting over things. They're showing things that are weird. It's just basic stuff that Raw doesn't do.
Yep. This is the thing as well. This is how going to the contract signing. This is how this was so much better than that. Just the Goldberg segment.
Yes,
so much better.
Yes, it was. And you know what? The one thing that I've never seen a contract signing before. You get your introductions. Daniel Bryan explains why Cena's getting an opportunity. Daniel Bryan leaves.
Yeah, he makes it about they two. And AJ was a brilliant, amazing promo maker.
Yes.
Cena was fucking amazing. He was brilliant. Best Cena promo I've seen in a long time just now.
Aye.
And you believe the match. You're bought instantly.
Absolutely.
Well, as the other one for their title, with the shark cage, I couldn't give a fuck about. Couldn't care. I'm more interested in this.
It's just a daft gimmick.
Yeah. And the thing is, they're keeping these 2 guys away. And this is the other thing of the argument about how Raw was beating this from the same guy, how Raw beat SmackDown because you never seen AJ wrestle. I would have agreed with him if we never had that promo.
Aye.
If like the Glasgow one where it was pretty boring, it was pretty shit for AJ, and then that was it. But this, you had an amazing promo with John Cena. John Cena had another amazing promo. 2 of them synced together again. You've got your story. You can't wait for the Rumble. Keep these 2 guys away from each other completely from a match. You're not going to see it over and over again till you get to the Rumble. Boom.
Yep.
It works. And it paid
off. And it
off.
gets your new guy valuable experience with the absolute top dogs.
Aye. The fact Baron Corbin came out, I was shocked at that. And I was cool with it. So you know...
Aye, exactly. Now, again, something new to seen coming.
Now, you know, I'll guarantee, mate, next week will be Cena versus Corbin.
Aye.
And it'll be great experience
exactly
for him.
What you need. But he gets very vital experience with the best that they've got when it comes to main events. Cena gets to show that he still gives a shit and he puts over this guy. I've no doubt Cena will go over him.
Yeah.
Unless there's a screw job ending by AJ. Fair enough. But it's exactly right. It's exactly what you need to do.
They tick all the boxes. The only thing, obviously, if it was pushed for time, was the tag match. I was quite shocked at how
Did
short
exactly
it was.
what they needed.
Yeah,
There's this team that they've been established in NXT for a while. They've had their matches on SmackDown. Maybe some people still aren't quite up on them. you know that they're a solid unit. It's going to take a lot
yeah.
to put them apart. Whereas the Wyatts are showing slight divisions. That's your story. Is that basic?
Yeah.
And they go to over with a match and a promo that didn't last longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was the only thing. I would like to have seen Ray's angle go a wee bit longer, but their gimmicks saves them, I think, just now. Their gimmicks
the gimmick
so funny.
gold.
But
Absolutely gold.
The main event, wow. Perfect main event to finish SmackDown with Ambrose and Ziggler. Absolutely brilliant. Before it, we had Maurice slapping Renee Young.
Yes, of course.
Some slap, by the way.
I know.
Then,
I thought, I wouldn't have blamed Renee for tearing up. That looked disorienting. But instead she looked pissed off.
She took a crack. It's not even that. They two are like really good pals, so you can imagine that camera went off. They're like, oh shit, I'm sorry. But the segment with Ambrose where the woman fucked up her lines all the time, and then he just like,
oh god, what is the deal with her? She's terrible. I've actually got that in the notes.
She's absolutely bad.
She just kept tripping over every set, and that's not the first time. I pointed this out a week or two back,
mate.
And I can't remember if it was Dean. It
was Dean she was interviewing, and it was about Ambrose.
Maybe she goes over to him, she smells the fag smoke and the danger, and
it was with Ellsworth. She called Ellsworth Ellisworth.
Yes,
that's what it was.
And then he corrected her. I'm telling you, that's exactly what it is. It's the scent of fag smoke and danger that makes her go full Pam from Archer.
The main event was perfect. Main event was absolutely perfect. What are you thinking?
No, because I'm just thinking sploosh.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Fuck, I need to watch more Archer now. When's the new series starts? I want to know what happened after that pool scene.
It's this month?
Oh, thank fuck. But no, I was really... You knew they were going to do a good match.
Hell yes.
Brilliant chemistry once again. You didn't know what way it was going to turn. Especially Dean opening so strong, and then Miz came back, and it was grapple. Brilliant hits. Then Maurice gets involved, which you knew she was, and then with
I like that Miz kept escaping from the ring to stop momentum as well.
Yeah, it was
and
brilliant.
He went back in the ring and he goes straight back out the ring, and he just very shrewd tactics, and he tried all his dirty tricks, and now because of the way the match went, they have an excuse for a rematch straight away.
Yeah,
because of Dean arguing with the ref.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's something will happen next week where the belt will be...
Absolutely, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, because they're telling a perfect story. It's none of this bullshit what you had with Sasha Banks and Charlotte, which was absolute bullshit to the point it was boring.
Yep.
This is different. This is not to do with who the wrestlers are. It's purely with writing.
I mean, SmackDown maximises the time that they have. As we were saying with American Alpha and the Wyatts, we know exactly what the story with the two teams is thanks to a squash match and Randy interrupting at the end of a promo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's just so cleverly done. You're not going to see wrestling in the modern age on a big stage done better than what SmackDown did this week.
No. But that's that. I mean, there was not much else you can say SmackDown apart from brilliant again. And that was the whole reason, like, when we spoke about it, there was just no point doing a Raw one, being miserable, and then we come to SmackDown, we're all happy when we finish. It's like, fuck it. Mm-hmm. Let's not do that. We don't want to do it to you guys when you listen. It's not entertaining. And that's how it's like, nah, fuck it. SmackDown was brilliant again. Combine the two shows. Until Raw fix it, fuck it. I think it might have to go that way. So it gives like me and you time to do other stuff. We've got another couple ideas we want to do.
Yeah. Things have got a bit busy for me this past couple of weeks anyway. So
yeah, so if you watch like my game videos, I've took a 2-week break. I just wanted a wee holiday from it. They're back as normal next week, so it's just like we wanted just a break.
Yeah, we're going to be doing game promos also this week. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or Friday. Depends when we can get a stream. Wrestle Kingdom's on next week.
Well, I was going to discuss with you about Wrestle Kingdom. Obviously, you know more about that side than me, and I was wondering about doing the live show about it. Right, but I'll settle up in that, but like now, like if you stream it, because I can't fucking do a live stream. But
Okay.
call it. We'll do it like that because you know more about that. Let you run like the show. I'll just be the mouthpiece. But it's the wrestling just now. We're on the road to WrestleMania. As soon as it hits January, that is our 4 months.
Well, the other thing next, which is completely new to everyone, is the UK Championship tournament, which is going to be in the 14th and the 15th. And I think the best way to handle it, because I am super busy, would be on the Monday to do an overall look at it.
That's what I was actually going to ask you about. If you wanted to do just an overall instead of doing the 2 shows, and
Oh, maybe an overall. I'm far too busy.
yeah, I'm cool with that, bud. I'm absolutely cool with that. I think it'll be as usual for the people who like to watch the show. Be up later at night.
Aye.
Yeah, that'll be the good thing. But no, we're happy. We're back. I think we just needed that small break. We have one, and SmackDown gave us the perfect way to finish the break.
Yes, absolutely.
They've done it again. If it's not from them, fuck knows where WWE would be right now. Because I tell you what,
A complete lost cause, to be
Yeah.
quite honest.
yeah, I'm not saying they're like TNA bad. That's the thing with Raw. But it's bad. It's very bad. Especially
It's
for
amongst the
Raw.
worst it has been, and there's no excuse for it given that roster.
No, there's no excuse. But to end on a high note, SmackDown was awesome. So there you go, people. You're going to have a show about Wrestle Kingdom. You're going to have a show about the UK Championship, which is really good for us. We had World of Sport on New Year's
Oh
Eve.
yes, that's what I wanted to talk about. Did you watch it?
Seen parts of it. I've
No, then.
no, because I was driving about everywhere, so I need to watch it. So even if we
Just quickly, I mean, I'd prefer to talk about it once you've seen it, but I quite enjoyed what I saw. It was exactly what you need from a PG
that was what I was.
late afternoon show.
For what I seen of it, mate, that was my worry. What they're going to do with this crowd, and it was similar
The crowd was great.
Yeah, it was similar to like Gladiators, if you remember.
Aye.
The crowd. That's what it
Absolutely.
reminded me of. Talent in the ring. It was good.
Phenomenal talent.
Um,
Oh, by the way, she got to go to Wrestle Kingdom.
to Viper.
Her and Kaylee. Aye.
Oh, brilliant.
Like all the UK lassies that went over, there's four guys in there, and they all went to Wrestle Kingdom this morning.
Is Viper?
I say this morning in your time, of course, but
Is Viper wrestling in it?
she's at Stardom, back with her third tour for them, along with Kaylee. So just I think they got there yesterday, the day before.
Yeah.
She done a match, and then today it was Wrestle Kingdom for them.
Well, big shout out to Viper. Obviously, we'll tag her in this, but big shout out to Viper. I seen her stuff in this morning. I loved it. I seen the match she had. Loved it as well. I can only hope for the best for her. Lovely person on Twitter. Absolute fucking gem.
Brave to kiss a snake.
Absolute gem of a lassie. So best of luck, Viper. I hope big things come this year for you, pal. I really do.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either, mate. She is really good. She is really talented. A lot of people might not see it that way, but trust me,
A lot of
she
people
is.
haven't seen her yet, but when they do,
She is talented. Really good wrestler.
it's a matter of time till she's on the big stage.
Yes, really good wrestler. I cannot wait to see what comes for her. So best of luck, Viper, pal. As usual, you always will get a shout in this channel. We love you here. So that's us, mate. Another show
Aye.
down, and
Aye, and a fun show
Yes.
with happy thoughts.
yes,
Mostly.
exactly. So yeah, back Friday, Monday, in the usual. But we'll see what happens next week.
Aye.
See what happens. But I think we're right, mate, to do this just now. With the way
If
Raw's gone.
Raw's good,
Oh, you get a
great talk
podcast.
about it.
Yeah, but if it's the same shite, there's no point talking about it because we'll get miserable, and then it's
Who wants to listen to
No.
that? You can listen to anybody moan.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what podcasts seem to be for.
yeah, and it's like no, we want to entertain you. So come over and listen, hear what we've got to say. So, people, as usual, this has been another edition of Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. Leave us a like for the video. Tell us what you thought of it. Let us know if you're going to watch Wrestle Kingdom. Follow us on Twitter at SU Wrestle. Like us on Facebook. Fuck, we've got so many things now, I'm trying to remember them in my head.
Oh, 2 of them. Shit.
3 of them. Like us on Facebook at Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. And also sub the channel and leave a like, where you get to hear me and Martin. We've got new shit coming this year. We're so excited with some of the stuff we're going to be doing. There will be a new podcast coming, which is going to be based on gaming. And we have the same gaming videos as well. Maybe. Will we see Martin in the gaming videos?
Ooh.
We don't know. We're going to leave that cliffhanger. But probably yes. But I'm looking forward to this year, mate. We're kicking back off, back in style. So everybody, thank you for listening once again. This show has flew in quite rapid. So I've been Will.
And I've been planning on watching Kenny Omega hopefully win that goddamn IWGP title at last. I'm really, I've avoided all the results. I've muted everybody who deals with NJPW on Twitter.
I have not seen anything, mate, so don't worry.
You should watch that entrance of his that I sent you.
I'm going to watch it. I was at my mum's, but I'll watch it when this is rendering.
Because every year he has something big for Wrestle Kingdom, and it's usually Terminator.
Right. Okay. I'll watch it then. I'll watch it, bud. So everybody, thank you for listening once again to Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. Enjoy your week, and we'll catch you on Friday, hopefully, if we can get a stream of Wrestle Kingdom.
Cheerio.